The
Great. Welcome once again to another episode of Schoolboy Rugby Bonanza, where, of course, we are talking Schoolboy Rugby, and once again, Schoolboy Rugby. Now, today is a special edition. Normally, we only have it on Mondays and Wednesday, but today is actually Tuesday. But the reason for that is because a blockbuster tournament is on our way, on our shores this weekend. It's, of course, the Noord Suid Tournament. Now, as you remembered, yesterday we have discussed the host of the Noord Suid Tournament, Affies. We looked at the history of Affies, some of the great players that Affies produced, the tradition, the uniform. Now, today we're actually looking at the teams that's going to be taking part in the Noord Suid Tournament, as well as the fixtures. But before we look into it, let's not forget about our founder, Mr. Schoolboy Bonanza. How are you? How are you, Louis?
Good evening, Steve. I'm very good, and you?
No, can't complain.
Hmm.
It's a great time to be alive. Scuba rugby at its best,
Yes,
and we had an absolute incredible 2 weeks of scuba rugby already.
yes. And I think today's show will also be quite jam-packed as we are going to look at all the fixtures and discuss around certain matches that we feel that needs to be kept an eye on and just see what happens from there.
Absolutely. Before we dive in, I just would like to give some feedback of members. First of all, thank you so much for your comments and for enjoying the show. It is great to see the positive responses. And I would like to reach just a couple of comments that we received and give some feedback.
Hmm.
Dave Brown from England says, gave feedback about concerning episode 9, I believe. He said, keeps your hands where you like the ball to be passed to you. The passer has a target to aim for. Slightly up, down, left or right. The receiver doesn't have too much to do much for the hands to move, take the ball. When the pass is sloppy, high, low, etc., you have lost momentum in going forward. That was, of course, referring to Louis' comment about when he was under 15, when the coach told him how to keep the hands forward and the position to catch the ball. Sports Fanatics also responded. He said, thanks for the show. Enjoyed seeing some of the results. I watched a bit of the Western Province schools yesterday, played at Paulroos in Stellenbosch. Some really good rugby. I've noticed Steve saying now a few times that Paulroos is a Paul school. They are, however, a Stellenbosch school, but huge rival of the two Paul schools. If I got it wrong, I apologize. You are 100% correct, Mr. Sports Fanatics. I stand corrected, and I would like to rectify mistakes. My mistake, yes, Paul Roos indeed is a Stellenbosch school and a huge rival, of course, of the two Paul Giants. So you are 100% correct, and my mistake noted. Awesome. Now, without further ado, let's quickly dive in and let's have a look at the teams that's going to be playing, as well as the main features of the Noord Suid Tournament.
Right. So now, just to give a bit of history on the Noord Suid Tournament. Actually, this was something very interesting. I enjoyed reading up on this while I was preparing for today. And it's one of the most important schoolboy rugby festivals in South Africa. The rugby schools come to compete every year. And this is very interesting. It was founded in 2014 by Peter
Wow.
Rousseau. Yes.
Of course, Peter says, of course, his nickname was Slaptips, one of our top wings in
Yes.
the late 90s.
Yes.
Of course, the one that scored that famous try when we beat New Zealand in 98, 99.
And
He scored
98,
the
if
yeah,
I'm correct. Yes.
yeah, he scored that final winning try that gave
Yes.
us the victory on New Zealand shores.
Yes. And this tournament is hosted annually, usually at Affies in Pretoria, and it's schools from the north and the south of South Africa that come to Pretoria and they compete against each other. So this is actually going to be something very good, very interesting to see, and to see all the big names that come together for this tournament every year. So
Wow.
now, very interesting. In 2024, they only had 46 matches. They've
Sure.
upped the almost double to 82 for 2026.
Wow. Oh, that's mouth-watering stuff, Louis. Mouth-watering.
So, um, and it's it's not a point-based competition. So it's all the guys, they come together, they play against each other, no points are awarded. You win, you lose, that's it. Right? So very, very interesting. So some of the southern teams, Paul Boys High, Paul Him, Paul Rus, northern teams because we are more up north, Affies, Garsfontein, just to name quite a few.
Sure.
And now, very interesting. This tournament also features some of, or most of your top 10 schools from the
Brilliant.
previous year. So
Brilliant.
we are going to be in for some excellent, excellent rugby.
Oh,
So,
yes.
and what we will see as well, as they said, they want to, since 2025, more and more exposure has been given to this tournament purely because of sponsors that came aboard and people, and these sponsors and people have really gone out of their way to promote this tournament. So it almost feels like a World Cup tournament, but only for South African schools. So
Wow.
yeah, and as we mentioned before, Paul Boys High, Paul Gim, Garsfontein. So I think we are going to be in for some excellent, excellent, excellent rugby.
Oh,
I
yes.
can't wait.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So obviously, we know that Affies is hosting, so their first team and second team will participate this year.
Brilliant.
Yes, so that's going to be very interesting. Um, and they are going to host at three venues, Affies and an outside venue, which was actually quite interesting to see. Um,
Okay.
yes, so some of the schools that will participate, Affies, as we know, Waterkloof, Great College Bloem will be there as well. Oakdale,
Wow.
our Giant Slayers, right?
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
now, this is very interesting. Swartkop and Wittenberg and Trio are new schools that are going to participate this year
Oh,
for the
brilliant.
first time.
That's
So
brilliant.
this shows me and this tells me that yes, they've got the big schools, the top 10, but they are reaching
Yeah.
out to the smaller schools. And this is what we said from the beginning, what we want to do to give the smaller schools exposure. Now,
Yes.
the Noord Suid Tournament is already starting with this. So
That's
this,
brilliant.
well done on that. My hats off for this because it shows that they don't just care about the big schools. The smaller schools are just as important for rugby in this country.
Yeah, I know that's brilliant. Swartkop I know quite well.
Yes,
I used to, when I was a top middle distance athlete, I used to train at Schoolboy, at the athletics ground.
yes,
A top competitive school. I think they are ranked just outside the top 100, if I'm not
yes,
mistaken.
correct.
Very, very competitive school, and it's definitely. I think they can maybe produce an upset or two.
Yes, and wouldn't that be nice?
That will be incredible. That will be great for rugby.
Yes,
So absolutely no. I'm actually very excited to see Swartko participating.
yeah. And also, um, it just shows that, and I think with them participating, the more the exposure they get with the bigger schools,
Yeah,
the more competitive they will become in the future. And I think this is what we all want to see, that
absolutely.
all the schools are competitive, that you sit with two schools and you watch, and it can go either way. So I
Absolutely.
think that is something for me is very important. And
Yes.
so that you sit on the edge of your seat and it's like, oh dear, who's going to win? Is there
Yeah.
enough time? Are they going to score a try? That kind of feeling that you don't know who's going to win. And
Yeah.
that's what makes rugby exciting and
Absolutely.
keeps you at the edge of your seat. And this is what we want in schoolboy rugby, that the number one ranked team, if they play against the number 50th team or whatever the case might be, that they would not sit with the mindset, oh, they're number 50, it's going to be a walkover. You never know
Yeah.
what can happen on the day. So
Absolutely.
this would be very nice if the schools will become closer, because the competitive for every position will be something to see and understand that your position is not secure. And that
Yeah.
is something I think would keep the boys on the edge and keep them pushing for being better.
Absolutely. The great thing is to see is that the top five
Mm.
are all year, actually the top six.
Yeah.
Affies, Great College, Paul Gym, Paul Boys High, Oakta, and Paul Roos. They were actually the top six ranked teams. Many of the rankings actually included Oakdale as six on the
Yes.
rankings. So
Yes.
your top six in South Africa are participating in this tournament, which is incredible. That's what makes this tournament an absolute blockbuster.
Yes. Right. Aha. Now. So this is on the first day, right? So on the 27th of March. So Affies A field and Affies B field. So we will start very early, 9 a.m. Swartkop versus Voortrekker. Nelspruit versus Framesby. I think that will be a good game.
Yeah,
I personally think that would be a good game. Then Waterkloof, Diamantveld, Ege Jansen, Drosti. Aha. Now, this is one that I really want to see, because what we saw last week from Outeniqua against Nikumalan,
yeah,
and Kes, as we know, is in the top 20 as well. So I think this is going to be a very good game. I'm looking forward to this one. And hmm,
yeah. Gasfontein versus Stellenberg.
yes,
The the World Trophy champions against the upset of 2 weeks back, Stellenberg. Of course, Stellenberg had that huge win against Paul Gym,
yep,
ranked 13th against team ranked number 9. Of course, Gasfontein is in the top 10. They're ranked number 9, and
yes,
Stellenberg is ranked 13th in South Africa. So that is a smashing game to look out for. Absolutely.
yes. And then JP versus Boys High. That's
Also, a
go-
huge game. Huge
that's
game
going to
now.
be a very good game. And I think to finish off the first day, this is going to be a cracker
Wow.
of a game as well. Paul
Yeah,
Ruiz versus Monas.
Yeah, the Giants of Western Province versus the Giants of Gauteng. Can't ask for a better clash to finish off day one.
Oh, yes, 100%. Then on the B field, we've got Transvalia versus Strand, Oosmoed versus Huguenot. These are all your second teams. Swartkop
Yes,
versus
yeah,
Voortrekker, Nelspruit versus Framby, Mali 15 versus Pretoria Boys High. I think that will also be a very good game. Waterkloof, Diamantveld, Ege Jansen, Drosti. So
yeah.
I'm very happy to see that it's not just the first teams that are included, that
No,
they've drafted in the second teams as well. And I think that is a very good gesture to show that even though you couldn't make the first team, but you still have the opportunity to play against these schools.
absolutely. Yeah, that's very healthy. And it's really good exposure for them to also prove themselves to get
Correct.
selected for the first teams.
Correct. Correct. Because we've heard from a couple of the interviews that we've had with some of the coaches that yes, they select their first team, but they also look at the other teams to
Yeah,
see who is putting up their hand. And
absolutely.
I think that kind of competition is very good.
Oh
Yes,
yes.
you want a stable team, right?
Yeah.
But if you're not going to perform on the day, do you think the coach will sit with you? Okay, now Steve, okay, you didn't perform well. Okay, next week, and then again and again. Or Louis, you didn't perform well, and they just keep on putting you. But this one from the second team has been playing week in, week out, playing nonstop.
Yeah.
And I must just sit in the second team because I can't lift these players out of their position. So very, very interesting. Then we go to the 28th, the very next day, when we are going, right? On the
Absolutely. Yeah. We'll be attending a day number two. So if
yes.
you're in the area and vicinity, please come say hello to us. Give us a high five.
Mm,
It will be great to meet some of our viewers if you're in the area.
right. Now we start off with on the A field, Middelburg HTS versus Trio. Welkom Gun. We spoke about them.
Yeah.
And Nico Milan. Right. I think this will be a very good game. Um,
Yeah.
although, as I said to you last week, Nico Milan, they got smashed by Otanekwa. But
Yeah.
I'm sure if they get their structures in place, this will be a very good game.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it's also an opportunity for Nico Milan to prove and to rectify some of the mistakes they made.
Correct? Very correct. Then Middelburg, Wittenberg, Rustenburg, Durbanville, Menlo Park, Boland Landburg. I think this will also be a very good game.
Yeah.
And then Noordjewel Paulgem. Now we come to one of the big ones.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge game. Number 4 versus number 17. Of course, Great
Yeah,
College was ranked number 4 last year in South Africa, and Help Mekar is a regular top 20 ranked team. We actually had an interview with one of the coaches, which we will also
both
place in
of
our
them.
mag. Yeah, yeah, which we will also place. Yeah, we had an interview with both of them. Great College's coach as well as Help Mekar's under 16 coach, which we will also have available in our magazine. So keep an eye on our magazine. And Help Mekar is a regular top 20 ranked teams of Africa. They were ranked last year 17th, and of course they were also the finalists of the Vaal Trophy, which
Oh.
they lost against Garsfontein.
Mhm. And
So
then, yes, and then to end off the day, The Giant
Yeah.
Slayers versus the hosts.
Number 5 against versus number 6 in South Africa playing each other. Oakdale, of course, lost against Great College in their first match for the 8-7, but it's a great opportunity for them to actually prove that they can compete with the top 5 schools.
Correct, correct. And then obviously Affies Beef field. So all your second teams, Welkom Nico Milan, Middelburg versus Wittenberg, Westphalia versus Montana. Now this is going to be a very good game, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Klerksdorp versus Kempton Park, Middelburg versus Trio, Rustenburg versus Durbanville. Now, at the Harlequins Rugby Club, Menlo Park versus Boland, Noordjewel versus Paul Gym. I think that's going to be a very good game as well.
Oh, yes.
Great College versus Helpmekaar, Affies versus Oakdale. I think this will also be a very good game. The
Yeah, these
second
are
team of
these
Affies and
absolutely.
Oakdale,
Yeah.
because depending on the ratio of grade 12s, grade 11s, it will give us a good idea of what we can look forward to in 2027.
Mm. Absolutely, yeah. Many of those players will, of course, be part of the first team in the next year, the following year.
Correct.
So it's a great chance for them to also sharpen themselves. And also, if there's any injuries or any bad performances, of course, those players would love to put their hands up for the first teams. So it's a
100%.
great clash of the two B teams against one another. And then, of course,
Correct.
the last two matches, of course, is your first teams then. The Westphalia's first team versus Montana
Yes.
and Klerksdorp's first team versus Kempton Park.
Yes. So actually, quite a lot of rugby that we are going to look forward to and that we are
Absolutely.
going to watch. And
Absolutely.
I mean, a few of the games that will stand out for us. Um, so I think this is going to be a very exciting day. And I really hope that the people will come and support the boys and just give
Yes.
their support and show them that the love of schoolboy rugby is really in their hearts.
Absolutely. And that it's alive and well.
Oh, yes, 100%. So, um, I think, and let's hope, let's hope, because I've been looking at the weather report. I've been keeping a close eye on this one. I really hope we will have a beautiful sunny day for perfect rugby.
Awesome. Absolutely. Yeah, it's been quite rainy, but I also I'm positive that we will have some smashing weather also.
Yeah,
No, and that will be no no chances of any thunderstorms whatsoever.
yes. And then we look at the last day, the 30th of March. Um, so we start at the A field, Marley 15 versus Kes. I think this will be an interesting game. Yehia Jansen versus Framesby. I think also this will be a very interesting one.
Yeah.
And now straight Voortrekker Bethlehem, but this is the one I will keep
Mm.
a close eye on.
Yeah, Waterkloof.
Waterkloof
One,
and Outeniqua.
absolutely, yeah.
JP and Diamantveld, Monas and Droste HTS. Aha.
Yeah.
Now this is going to be another one to look out for, because remember last year when we discussed this, that or this year when we spoke about all your top 10 schools and especially your Pretoria derby between Affies and Pretoria Boys High. Now, I watched that game. Remember, I told you. And
Yeah.
for the very first 10, 15, even 20 minutes, Pretoria Boys High really had a stranglehold on
Yeah.
that game. And It was somewhere Affies dug very deep and they just hit another gear and everything just shifted over to them. So I think if Pretoria Boys High really bring their game, they will give Paul Roos a run for their money. But I think, as you always say, at the end of the day, that last 20 minutes, that's
Mm.
what's going to count.
Yeah, of course, Pretoria Boys High is also a regular top 50 ranked team, one of the top 50 best teams in South Africa.
Mm,
And of course, Paul Roos is our SA champions, the best team last year in South Africa.
yes. And another mouth-watering game to end off the day, right? And
Yeah.
end off the tournament.
Oh, yes. Paul Trophy winners against one of the giants in Paul. Paul Boys
Ooh,
High versus Gasfontein. That's
yes.
going to be a cracker of a match.
Yeah. And then if we look at Affies Beefield, Yehia Janssen versus Framesby, Transvalia versus Wellington. This is, I think, also going to be an interesting game. The second team are Waterkloof and Outeniqua,
Yeah.
Oostmoed and Strand, Nelspruit and Voortrekker. And then at Harlequins, I think I think also this might be a closer game than what we think, right? The second team from Jeppe and Diamantveld, Monash versus Drosti, Pretoria Boys High, Paul Roos. I think this will also be a very interesting game because, again, it depends on the ratio of grade 11s, grade 12s. It will give us a very good idea what we can expect for 2027.
Absolutely, yeah. It's also a good opportunity for them to prove themselves again. Also, and
Exactly.
also for Paul Roos to test their depth and to see how strong their depth really is to keep
Yeah,
the title as the SA champs.
correct. And then Garsfontein, Paul Boys High, again, same thing. So Transvalia versus Wellington and Oostmoed versus Strand. So
Those last two matches, of course, is your first team. Transvaalia's first team versus
yes,
Wellington Igenote and Oostmoed's first team versus Strand.
yes,
Like Saturday, the last two matches on the Harlequins field finishes with four first teams taking on one another.
yeah. And it's very encouraging to see you've got the smaller schools, their first teams that can come and play here. So, um, and I really hope this tradition of the top 10 schools or most of the top 10 schools that come to play, but they draft in the smaller schools as well. So that is really a very good initiative from their side. And I really do believe that this tournament can only go from strength to strength, and they mustn't lose the reason why they started this tournament. I think
Yeah,
this is what you and I speak about many a times, that what is the reason why we started this journey? And I think if they can keep that reason why, this tournament will only be more and more and more successful in the years to come.
absolutely. And it's great to see the depth of South Africa and to see such a showcase of top schools coming together to compete against one another. Absolutely. And what a fitting way to actually start off your rugby season with a top class tournament like that a week
Yes.
before the Easter festivals, which of course
Yes.
is also going to be an absolute mouthwater, the free Easter festival, the four Easter festival tournaments that's going to be held
Mm,
at the Easter weekend. So
mm,
some great schoolboy rugby to look forward to. As we said, of course, we will be at the second day of the Noord Suid Tournament on the
yeah,
Saturday. We will be there from the beginning
yeah.
until the final game. So please come and say hello give us a shot, come give us a high five, maybe some photos. You never know, and we would love to meet our viewers and our members that's with us, as passionate about schoolboy rugby as we are.
Right, 100%.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Rugby Bonanza.
Thank you, Steve.
Please.
Thank you.
Awesome. It has been a great episode once again. If you want to send your comments, any feedback, please send us your comments. Any comments that we can read, and we will, of course, read out the two top comments again in our next episode.
Yes.
For all our members, thank you so much for joining us. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe at our YouTube channel. We also, all our episodes is available on YouTube. And then, as I said, of course, for those that love Facebook, you can also join our group on the Facebook, on our Facebook channel. We are growing. We are well over the 400 members already. We're a growing community. So please come and join us. And you can also catch up our previous episodes on our Facebook group. Just go to the featured section and you will find all of our episodes. As always, we would like to give a special shout out for our journalist, the man, the legend, the myth, Mr. Old School Arnu. Great man, great journalist.
Yes.
And it's also great to have him part of the team. He's also, of course, involved with our magazine. He's in charge of our magazine as the editor with the articles. Of course, also a special shout out to our one of our great members also in the magazine, someone that's involved with the layout, of course, Louis' beloved wife, Sarah. Thank you so much for helping Louis with the layout of the magazine, as well also as supporting also with supplying our uniform that we will be wearing in the future also that she's ordered for us.
Yes.
Then also a special shout out to our cameraman, Mr. Brian Dudley, that's also accompanying us at all the schoolboy matches, as well as helping us with any camera work that needs to be done. And then, of course, we would like to give a special shout out to Elaine Hogan, one of our promoters in Ireland that's involved with promoting schoolboy rugby in Ireland, also in helping us to make great awareness about schoolboy rugby bonanza, and also to create awareness among the coaches about promoting schoolboy rugby globally as well as in Ireland. And then, of course, a special shout out to all our members.
Yeah.
Without you, we won't have a community. Without you, we won't be able to have a show. Thank you so much. And may the passion that you've got for rugby burn more and more and more. From our side, of course, thank you so much. Of course, tomorrow, great stuff. And of course, tomorrow, join us where we will discuss the results of Saturday's matches.
Yeah.
Until then, be blessed and goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye.